Okay, yesterday when I roasted this red pepper, I said I was going to use it in a savoury bread recipe. So here's what I'm going to do with it. Okay, this is just my standard white bread dough. You'll find the recipe for this on one of my other videos. And I'm just going to knock that back to take all of the air out of it. Okay, so let's get lots of flour on the surface. Okay, so I'm just going to knead this to get it nice and pliable. Okay. Lots of flour because we're going to be making a big loaf here. So I need the whole of this surface. Right. Rolling pin. And I'm going to try and roll this out to the biggest, sort of flattest rectangle I can. You find when you roll bread out like this, you roll it out and it shrinks back a bit. So you just have to keep on going until it obeys you. Right, so we're going to make a savoury feast bread. So I'm going to put my red peppers on like this in lines. You'll see why that's arranged like that a bit later. Okay, now there's some juice there that's come out of the pepper. We'll save that. I might put that on the top of the loaf. I've also got here some roasted butternut squash. I've got some red onions that I've just softened by frying them gently. The amounts that you use here aren't really critical, so don't go looking for amounts of these ingredients. This is very much ad hoc. You just add as much or as little as you like. Right, we also could use fresh herbs here. I'm just going to put some dried mixed herbs on there. This is a mixture of rosemary, thyme, parsley, sage. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there. Bacon. This is just rashers of streaky bacon that I've fried and then they've cooled down. They don't look all that nice at the moment, but they'll be fine when they're in this bread. Finally, grated cheese. This is strong cheddar, nice mature cheddar. So I'm going to roll it up. So I need a nice sharp knife. I'm going to cut this into maybe 12 portions, I think. So I need to cut it into 3 first. I'm letting the knife do the work here because there's bacon to cut through. I hate cutting on a glass board. Okay, right. Now that it's manageable size, I'm going to get it on a chopping board because I hate cutting on glass. Okay, and each one of these I'm going to cut into half. And then half again. So I should end up with, in total, 12. Okay, we lost the camera there for a minute, but what I've actually done is I sliced that rolled bread up into 12 pieces and I've just arranged them on a oiled baking tray. A little bit of space in between them because I'm going to leave this to prove now for half an hour. And the bread is going to swell back up and fill up all those gaps, hopefully. Okay, I'm just oiling this cling film so it doesn't stick to the top surface of the bread. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there for half an hour to prove. Okay, after half an hour, you can see the bread's expanded to fill most of the tray, and so I'm going to bake this in the oven now. I've preheated the oven to 180 degrees C. I'm just going to use this little bit of juice that came out of the red peppers here. I'm just going to brush that on the top of the loaves for a bit of extra flavour. So there we go, 25 minutes in the oven, and it's baked and completely filled up the tray, and that's all stuck together in one loaf now. So I'm just going to let that cool a little bit before I try and turn it out. So there we go, Savoury Feast Bread. And it's actually loosened itself up from the tray, so that would come out quite easily. Now just slip that underneath it and lift it all out. I'm actually going to leave it in there because I'm transporting that to someone else's house for dinner.